Hello and welcome to Mommy Dentist and Business Podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Grace Yum. Welcome back to the show. We're doing a little something different today. Usually it's my guest and me one-on-one, but today we have something special for you. I've invited 4 regional dentists that are moms, obviously, in our community. They are regional leaders. We're here today to share our story and talk about what compelled them to be a regional leader, what compelled them to be a part of our community. We're going to hear from wonderful doctors, and I'm excited for you to meet them. So we're going to start with Dr. Ezzy. She's from Orange County. We've got Dr. Messman from Beverly Hills and Dr. Lauren Massey-Williams from North Carolina. And I have Dr. Sonali Karia from San Diego. Welcome.
Thank you
for having us.
So excited.
I'm so excited. It's been such a special moment. I know that the 4 of us are from California, but we've also got our
East Coast representative.
That's right. So we're excited to have you. My very first question that I want to kick off the show with is why you became, 1, a Mommy Dentist member, and 2, why you decided to become a regional leader. Who wants to kick it off?
I'll kick it off.
All right.
So I definitely was a lurker in the Mommy Dentist Facebook group, the non-official group, for a long time. And I saw the messages, I saw things about the official group, and I just couldn't figure out like what the draw was, what the deal was. But my friend, Jordan Hubbard, who's also a regional leader, took the leap to the official group and said, Lauren, you have got to. Like, this community is amazing. And I said, okay, I'll do it because she said so. And I have not been disappointed. It has been such a change from many other dental groups that I'm in. It gives a community like nothing else I've ever experienced before. And because of that, I really wanted to grow the regional group in my area. And that's why I became a regional leader.
Thank you so much for sharing.
Yeah, of course.
I love that. That's wonderful. It's a good testimony to see how your friendships can encourage you to try something new, and you went for it.
Yep. A great idea, and I love Jordan for doing that for me.
I love it. And you two have some really good adventures together.
Yeah, we do.
And I was kind of the opposite. I found out about the group in 2020, and I said, oh my gosh, there's an official group. I'm going to just immediately join, not realizing how great it was, because it's very non-judgmental. You can express yourself and discuss problems, and there is no judgment. And that's kind of unusual in this world. If you look at other Facebook groups, you are afraid to even make a comment. You're anonymous because there's always something negative said to you, and it just never happens in this group. It's a bunch of people that love you and share.
I love that. That's so true. I have had that experience to be putting yourself out there, asking a question, and then people comment with something that's not even helpful.
Or put you down.
Yeah.
But I was same as Sadie. As soon as the official group came, I'm like the whole group and the non-judgmental part is so important. I'm like, I'm just gonna pay. And getting the moms what you created, it's not found anywhere. It's nowhere. So I'm like, I'm just gonna pay. I was associate when I joined the official group.
Yes, that's right.
And
that's right.
so then I bought the practice.
I love that. And look at you.
Yeah.
Now you've got 2.
So
Oh, wow.
I actually was an associate in a public health when I joined the official group too, just because I felt like you either go all the way and take advantage of the whole package or nothing. I'm that person. I'm like, I want to be able to go to the CEOs, and I want to be able to have more connections and more access and take the CEs and take advantage of the full what the official members bring on. And it didn't matter if I get a discount, but if I could, that would be amazing. But it was not the motivation for me at the time, in public health. What kind of discount could I get for my clinic? But it was more of the community, the official group community. I mean, I joined in as a friend of, I went into the group as a friend of with the big group, and then joined, and it just felt like when you go to the official group, it elevates. The connections are so much more elevated that it it felt the right. So I continued. Obviously, you go the first year and then you kind of assess.
Yes, I know. And I'm so glad that both of you have perspective on joining as an associate, because we do get a lot of doctors saying, oh, I don't want to join because I don't own a practice. I'm not a business owner. And I say, but there's so much more value in being a member and doing a deep dive, and what is important to you might not be important to you. And there's just a little bit of something for everyone. Yeah, exactly.
And then once I was in the official, and then when the regional group started, I'm like, I want to be the one so I can make friends, because I was new to San Diego too.
Yes.
And that's why as soon as the regional leader, I'm like, I'll do it.
Oh, wonderful.
To make those friends that I created on official group. I'm like, if I have someone local like that, so it's unbeatable.
Unbeatable, for sure.
Our stories are so similar because I was in the official group in Northern California, and Northern California is very active and very amazing, and I felt like surrounded by friends from dental school that were part of the Mommy Dentist, and I made a big community, so I did not really feel like I'm away from home, even though Southern California is home. When I moved down here, I felt like I want that community. I'm craving it. I need to bring on my friends and the rest and create the same vibe here in Orange County for me.
Yes. Yes, which you're doing really well, I have to say.
I hope so.
You
I'm
are.
trying,
You
and I love it. And
are.
every
Yeah.
gathering, it just feels so amazing, and it makes me so happy.
Well, I have to say, San Diego is very active. OC, we're trying to get more active, but it's getting there. And Los Angeles is pretty active, you know.
I go to their events.
Yeah, right. It's close enough.
I would fly to Northern California if I could for their events, you know.
I have been, so I haven't also. But you know, it's interesting. For events, what are some things that you've been doing with the local community of Mommy Dentists? What kind of events are you hosting, and what would you say to a Mommy Dentist in the community that's a little bit shy, that might not know what to expect?
Well, I think going back to the first question, why I became a leader is because I wanted to make it inclusive to everybody, and I figured with my personality, I could help project that.
Oh, absolutely.
And so in our group, we have, at Christmas time, we have a luncheon at my house, and it's, a restaurant is lovely, but it's less time and it's not as relaxed. So at my house, everybody can just let loose, and it's really fun. And I haven't had anybody say they're not coming because they were shy, because I make a big effort to tell them what's the worst thing that can happen.
Yeah.
Just come and you'll see.
Oh, absolutely.
I agree. And in our region, we try to mix up the types of events so that we're bringing in things that everyone likes at different times of the year. So we've done a spa day before in Pinehurst. Earlier this year, we did a dinner that was a kind of a nicer dress-up dinner, but it was a really interesting farm-to-table restaurant that's in the Charlotte area. And then our fall event is actually going to be very casual. We are going to do a hike in the North Carolina mountains, and then like a casual lunch afterwards. So I think if you really take the time to get to know the members in your group, because some people are intimidated by certain events. Like dressing up for me is not a big deal, but for some people who wear scrubs all the time, just getting dressed up for a dinner, they're like, oh no, like that's anxiety for me. So those people can hike with us or do something more casual. I think really just kind of get to know them and what their needs are, and I think you'll get more participation in your events that way.
Absolutely.
I think my most successful one was on the yacht.
Yes. Everybody wanted to get on that boat.
Yeah, that was good. Actually, a Mommy Dentist friend provided the yacht.
Oh,
and
wonderful.
And then we have done a shopping event and lots of lunches.
Yes.
Lunch and dinner for Christmas shopping, kick off the holiday season, and that was pretty fun last year.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, well, I know that throughout the country, there are many regional events and many regional locations that you can get involved with. If you have a question and you're looking to know where you should join, reach out to me, reach out to any one of us. We can help point you in the right direction. I love the holiday season too. I remember one time in Chicago, we did a tea party at a hotel, and that was fun. And then here in Orange County, we did a holiday at Pelican Hill.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, yes. We
Yes.
did that and
Yeah.
anthropology.
And anthropology. We had a shopping event at anthropology. If that interests you, you can
Add that. Yeah, I can add that to my list of things.
We'll
So
add
that was
to
the
list.
cutest. We had champagne and little tiny apples and, little hors d'oeuvres, and everyone got together and we're cozying on a couch.
Yeah.
And so many new members that maybe knew me only, and then they came in and they started, then I'm not even talking to them, and they're all just connecting. And it's just so amazing to see the connections happen so naturally when like-minded people get together.
Yeah. And I like the home event too that Sadie does. We had one with the chocolate, and then I made cocktails, and we had a chocolate making class. I got inspired from Sadie's post of hosting
Oh.
And I was having a vision at my event. We were sitting at tables, and one person who I'm thinking of was very shy. And all of a sudden she said, I'm not meeting anybody. Does anybody, know anybody for me to meet? And all of a sudden, everybody started giving her advice and talking. And so it became just a bunch of sisters talking to each other. And it just became very warm. But I was just going back to that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Speaking of meeting people, or when your local group gets together and you're trying to encourage more people to come and meet, I know that I have gotten messages saying, oh, but all of you have known each other for so long and I don't know anyone. And I'm like, it's okay, because that's how you get to know people, is to come, right? And speaking of events and being intimidated, I know that our larger events can come across as intimidating. What has been one of your favorite large events from MDIB that you have tried?
There's so many. You mean not the regional, just the biggest events?
Yes.
I think I really enjoyed the summit a lot because selfishly I loved the CE courses. They were really, really interesting speakers. I learned a lot. I encouraged my best friends to go, so we got to hang out. And I also made a big effort to reach out to people that didn't know anybody. And I said, please, please come up to me if you don't know anybody, because it is hard to go to something when you don't know anybody. And if you already have a plan to meet with them,
Yes.
it'll be much, much nicer.
My favorite was the Vegas summit.
Yeah.
I am a large group person to begin with, but it was my first summit, first MDIB event I went to, not knowing anyone. I literally didn't know, but I'm like, okay, Vegas is my town, so if I don't do anything, I'll go out by myself. I'm cool with that.
I love it.
But then I made lifelong friends, and I've talked. We have groups of groups, and it's been lovely. And since then, I try to make it to all summits.
Amazing. Amazing.
Probably the Chicago Summit, because most people that I know from LA and Bay Area were there, and then I met new friends like you, and we bonded, and we had amazing dining experiences, and Chicago is just such a vibrant city. But honestly, after Nashville CEO, I went in not knowing anyone that I usually go and talk to, and I came out having so much fun, met so many new people, and I just was like, my mind was blown how you just get into a group, and then here it is, the three of you at a bar listening to the music and having the best time, and then another group come and join you. And even at the event, it was just, for me, Nashville was the highlight of all my events, not knowing anybody, because you go in not knowing, and then suddenly you're so
Vegas.
well received, come out with amazing people.
Well, my first big event was last year, was the Maui trip.
Oh, yes.
So I kind of went in with like the biggest trip as my first one, with no expectations, just was going to meet people and have a great time, and it was wonderful. My husband and my daughter went with me, and even they said, like, those are a really different group of people. Like, they were really nice. The luau was wonderful. My daughter made friends. I made friends. I just think that if you go into these events being open, like don't even have any expectation. Just go in and just being open to accept whatever the universe, whatever comes to you in that time period. I think that you will really, really be pleasantly surprised.
Absolutely. And that Maui event, I have to say, we're talking about different locations: Vegas, Nashville, Maui, Chicago. We move our events all over. And the long distance ones, because we've done London, but Maui was fantastic because it was very inclusive of families.
Yes.
And a lot of people brought their children, their husbands, and partners, and boyfriends, and whatnot, and girlfriends. It was just so fun to meet everyone's families. And like you said, it was like you could go and have dinner with mommies, or you can go to dinner with your family. You had so many choices and so many things to do. One thing that Sadie mentioned was the CE and the education. And
So good.
thank you, because initially the history of when we had our very first social summit, everyone came to me and said, we're not here for the education. They're like, we don't really care who's on stage. And I was like, really? I'm like, you should.
Yes.
You know?
I'm still like that. I still go for parties.
But everyone goes for different
I
reasons.
love the classes. They're unbelievable. And some of the people speaking are members of our group
Yes.
who are pretty well known, so it's pretty fun.
It is so fun. It
Yeah.
is so. If you can think in your memory anything about speakers and what you learned, because I do want to tell our audience that even though you might come to make a new connection or a new friend or a new community, there's so much that we teach and so much you can learn. What is one maybe takeaway, if you remember, something that you learned from a Mommy Dentist event, if you can remember one?
Well, Crohn's, that you see a lot of the problems in the mouth first before anybody else. So that was enlightening, because I think I went back right after that meeting and saw that. I saw all these stickled areas in the mouth, and I said, gee, you should get checked. And that's what it turned out to be.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
So, I mean, there are so many. I could name like 20. I'll let anybody else speak. But yes, there were
I
just so
remember
many things
from
I
the
learned.
Vegas summit, the Cedar, the lawyer, the
Yes, the
employment lawyer who
Yes.
had come she was amazing.
She was.
She's
She,
amazing.
yeah, she was. I think she's coming again.
She's coming again. Yes. See,
Washington, yes.
Washington. So we always invite the lawyers to come because the laws change all the time, and they
So
get
I'm very excited for that. And,
Yeah.
and I still remember her from. And
Yeah. And that was a while
It still
ago.
helps.
It still
It
helps.
still helps.
And Ashley from pathology.
Oh yes,
Yes.
Ashley.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Dr.
going to
Clark?
say pathology
Dr.
is
Clark?
the lecture of Dr. Clark is one of the most. I feel like I always need more pathology in my life, and then her lectures are amazing. Yeah.
Yes.
A fun fact, Dr. Clark and I went to undergraduate together. We're both from Indiana, so I know Ashley very well, and she's an excellent speaker, so I've been to many of her courses.
Yeah.
And I love when I see her comment on Mommy Dentist things, because
Yes.
she's like amazing.
Yes.
But I also really appreciated your sister's lectures when we were in Maui. They were on some legal things that I never would have considered. I hit clinical CE very heavily every year, so something like that would not have come across my radar normally, but it was very helpful about how to avoid certain legal situations, what to do when something goes south, like how to protect your family. I thought it was great.
Thank you. Yes.
And then Jeanette McLean.
Yes.
She
Jeanette.
was terrific. I
Yes.
love her lectures, and I love everything she does to help all of us.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, she was in LA. I saw her in LA Summit, and
Yeah.
it was an amazing lecture for
Yeah.
her.
Yes, that
Yeah.
was a good one.
That's
Yes.
a really good one. Yeah, and so that's why it's nice to have a mix of everything. Having good CE, having really good fun social outings, and inviting everyone to attend. But, it takes a special person to step up and be a leader. What would you say about yourself? Think about, what would your mom say about you? What have you learned throughout your life that brings you to this point of being a leader? You're a leader in your practice, you're a leader in your family. What have you done to hone your leadership skills?
To me, well, I don't want to brag about myself, but
Brag about yourself.
But I'm that person that people pick up the phone and call me, and I always pick up. And I'm that person that my home is open, and I want the busyness and the kids and the community, and I mix people. Like, I bring in my dental student friends with my husband's PhD friends from UCI, and then suddenly they are connected and they know each other. So that part of me has always been very strong, and I felt like that part, bringing it to my leadership, and that bring that community and supportiveness into the table. It was very natural for me in my practice, and then in my regional leadership with the community and connecting with people. And I just wanted to always tell them that you can always call me. I'll pick up. You text me and ask me a question, I'll find the answer even if I don't know it. So you have a friend in me.
Yeah.
I love that.
That's lovely.
I think that I love to give, and I think as a leader, you have that opportunity to do that. I give for selfish reasons. It makes me feel good, you know. I'd like to say I'm just out there for people, but it's selfish, and because it makes me feel good to change somebody's life, to help them in any way I can.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think many of us were probably drawn to healthcare because of our willingness to serve and our our need to serve people. You said that you started in public health. I did too, because I wanted to serve the community first. So no matter how I progressed in dentistry, I always wanted to be able to give back not only to my patients but to the community too. Well, mommy dentists are a specific community. Like, we have specific needs that not everyone is able to meet.
100%.
So I think that my willingness to serve, my need to serve, that's just such a big part of who I am. It just was a natural fit for me to want to be able to serve more when it came to the mommy dentist group.
Yeah. Well, growing up, my dad was always a big businessman, and a leader of so many different groups, and being a dentist and being a regional leader gave me that platform that I can lead and have the group and invite people over and get everybody together and have fun and make friends.
I love that. And I see that in all of you. I see that in all of our regional leaders as well. They have a heart for giving. They have a heart for stepping up and taking responsibility. I think that if there is one thread that threads all of us, is that we're very responsible people. Not
To
just
a fault.
right to a fault, right, for our patients and to our friends, our community. And I bet that if I had to guess, that there's a lot sitting on your shoulders, and one thing that we do need to address that I'm going to bring up at this table, since I have this wonderful powerhouse women here, is that mental load. It's the mental load of taking care of not just our children, our patients, our parents, our pets. We are caregivers, right, in all aspects of our lives. Because if our career was in accounting, or if our career was, a museum curator, that's not caring for another human being, right? And so there's a lot of energy that comes out of us to care and constantly care, and it can be draining. So where I'm going with this question is, how do you care for yourself? Because if you don't, nobody will, right? While caring for everybody else.
I think that's absolutely true. You do have to put time away for yourself before you can help other people. And so I do little things for myself. I exercise every day. I have a little piece of chocolate. I do little things to make life enjoyable. And I really enjoy being able to come up with a solution for other people and for myself.
That's a great answer.
Yeah, after all these years, I've found what I really enjoy that is not very responsible. That's not. I
love it.
I got a bartending license.
Okay, we're gonna go to Vegas.
Or my home where I can curate. So I curate cocktails.
Wow.
And
She's
different
excellent.
techniques.
That's why all the events should be at your house.
Always welcome. My people know that I can just tell Salani that I'm coming to your home. And there's no, if I'm there, not there, the house is open.
Oh, that's
Aw.
awesome.
That's
And
great.
Everybody knows in my
All right.
circle.
Should we go?
I mean, we might as well. You just said the door was open, right? So we can just head that way.
I can't wait.
I know.
I at least twice a month I take time out where I put the lighting, I make my cocktails, take the photos, and
Oh.
with the aspiration to have a mobile bar business once the office is running.
Wow. Impressive.
With your mobile bar, then we're gonna go to North Carolina.
Come road trip across the country.
So just what I'm trying to say is find something that is just yours and gives ultimate pleasure. Could be gardening, anything, and that gives me that 1 hour in a week that it's just for myself.
I love that.
Well, and I do think you have to kind of make sure you carve out the time, like put it on your calendar like you do your other things. Because if you don't, then if you're a giver, you're just going to give away all your time and not even realize that it's gone. So that's what I have to do. I have to block my calendar for certain things. I like to garden, and there's certain times of the year where I have to be out there, so I have to put a little block on the calendar knowing that I have to work in the yard that day.
Yes.
I take ballet on Tuesdays from 6 to 7. That time is blocked. I can't do anything during that time period. So I think we should make sure we take our organizational planning skills and bring them back on ourselves sometimes to make sure that we're carving out that time that we need so we don't get burnt out.
Absolutely. Absolutely. How about you, Sadie or Hanie? You shared with us about what you do.
Yeah.
Well, one of the things that I started doing 3 years ago, it's baking bread. And I've been baking our bread, sourdough bread actually, every week. And that's something that I do. I don't have to put it in the calendar, but it's in my head that this time I'm doing this, and then that time I'm doing that, and then Sunday morning we have fresh bread. And I've done it for the last 3 years, and it brings a lot of joy because it is something that is all for me and mine, and I take so much pride. And then just like you, when you share it with others, it also brings a lot of joy for me. So that's also a motivation because I love to share my bread, and my son actually can't wait for Sunday morning bread, my bread.
That's amazing. I love that. I know I do a little bit of everything what everyone's saying, and protecting your time is the hardest part. And I literally, it's so timely you just said that, because literally I had a team call with my team this week, and I said, do not let me say yes to any more speaking engagements this year. I said, I already said yes to one in September, but I said, anything that comes along, you all have to block me, because there's a part of me that wants to say yes to everything. Yeah. I'm like, I want to do this, and I want to do this, and I want to do this. So it is about not just calendaring your time, but also saying no.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's a really hard part.
Very hard.
It's very hard. And everyone here is a business owner, right? And so for you to be a business owner and do all the things, it's really hard. What is one tip that you would share to all of our listeners who either own a business or aspire to own a business, as in a dental practice? If you had to think, what's like a tip, one tip you would offer to someone who owns their own business or wants to own their business?
I would say if you want to own your own business, think about why you want to own it, because I wanted to own my own business because I wanted to control my time, the procedures I had to do it, the procedures I was doing. I wanted to be the one in charge of deciding what was best for the patients, and that was my reason for wanting to. And if you don't want to own your own practice, it might be because you need to have more time to focus on your family,
Yeah.
So
I would say be prepared to assemble a really good support team for yourself. That would include your accountant, your practice consultant, your CPA, whatever you need. Don't think that you can do everything in dentistry very well on your own, because you do need support. We like to think as dentists, at least I do, that I can do everything, but we cannot.
Yeah, don't DIY.
Yeah, don't DIY your practice completely.
And get a nanny.
Yeah,
Get a nanny.
for yourself.
Support. There you go, another person.
Biggest support. Get a nanny so we
or
can,
a grandma.
or a grandma.
Yeah.
Yeah, where the children are safe.
Yes.
Yes, use your village.
Yes.
Use your village. Get the nanny, get the housekeeper, take the load and delegate. I think one thing that I realized, even though I'm so fresh into this from the beginning, thanks to Mommy Dentist that prepared me, it was like, you're a CEO. CEOs aren't doing everything. Find the trusted person, but don't lose sight of what is the operation. It doesn't mean you gave the job to somebody and you don't have to, go and keep them accountable in things like that. But just not having this to bear all that pressure of doing, I think just it's very helpful.
And one thing I'd mention is lower your expectations. As women, we think we have to be perfect. We have to do it this way. If it's not that way, we're all upset. Just lower your expectations and do the best you can.
Absolutely, and I want to add that exercise is so important.
Very
If there's some, whether it's walking or whether it is stretching, some kind of activity is really important to your physical, because dentistry is very physical.
Oh, yes.
You know, and you're hunched over all day, and your neck and back hurt. So always make time for your own wellness, because otherwise you're going to be just kind of frozen all the time like this. So it's nice to be able to focus on that as well.
And find exercise that you love to do. For example, I use my rowing machine every day, only watching my K-dramas. So I can't wait to get on my rowing machine because I can't wait to get back to my K-drama. It's true.
I love that. Okay, so what K-drama are you watching,
Well,
Sadie?
right now I'm watching Business Proposal.
Oh, I watched that.
I think my favorite was King the Land. Do you remember
Yes,
that one? That was
yes.
so good. There's so many. I mean,
All right, next Mommy Dentist event,
Yes.
we're going to Korea.
Oh my God,
I would love to go.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we'll have to do like the K-drama stuff and get beauty treatment.
Yes.
yes.
Oh my gosh.
We'll
That's
see how fun
amazing.
it is to be a part of the Mommy
Yeah.
Dentist Club. But you know, honestly, what I do want to circle back to is sometimes we get Mommy Dentists saying, well, the membership fee of $7.99 seems really high. And I say to a lot of people, again, depending on what you're looking for, I'm like, it is $7.99, but you can easily spend that at Target in like 1 or 2 trips. You can easily spend that on so many other things. It's an investment in yourself and your health, because there are research studies out there that show that having women, friendships, and relationships, that correlation to your health is very high, and that correlation surpasses the correlation to the risk of smoking and cancer.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And I think also, like in the Big Mommy group, there are several people that won't put their real name, and they're putting out there what's bothering them. In the official group, there's nobody that's anonymous, and when that person does post that they're having a problem, they're going to get a phone call from several people within a few days checking up on them.
Yes.
Because we all know each other.
Yes.
In
Yes.
the official group, there's nobody, everybody knows everybody, and whatever problem, or you may not have a problem, but in my case, whatever problem I've found 15 other people having same problem or more than that.
Yeah, of course.
And not only you get the support, it even kills the self-pity.
Yes. Yes.
I'm like, okay, I'm not the only one climbing rocks. There are people who have climbed and gone
Yeah.
to the
They're on the other side already.
other side. So it's okay. Kill the self-pity and
Oh,
get it
that
on.
was amazing, because
Yes.
there are just so many empowering women out there with exactly self-pity. I go in there and thinking, oh my gosh, life is so hard, and then single parenting, 4 children, 2, 3 businesses, and good attitude and healthy, and they're doing it all. And I'm in awe in some of our mommy dentists, and when I especially meet them in person, I met several in Nashville, and I'm just like so proud of them, but also I came back home so empowered.
Yes.
Because if she can do it, and I can do it too, and it is possible, and then the voice inside me suddenly changes into positive voice.
Yes. Which is empowerment, right?
Yes.
Like the whole mission is to empower, because you're receiving the benefit, but you're also giving it to somebody else.
Exactly.
And I think that's what official membership is about, is give and take, but we're also one like little sisterhood and club, and it's we're able to tell each other the truth and then help each other through it. And for everyone who's wondering, what is it that you guys talk about? We talk about everything, like everything. Everything. I mean, divorce, illness, our parents, our kids. I mean, and of course we talk clinical, but it is something that is really special and near.
Whatever is important to you, it is out there and problem solved for you.
Right, and like you said too, there are many people in many different seasons, so
Yes.
you may not be in the same season as someone else, but eventually that season is coming. So it's good to be able to also search the group and look back and say, gosh, how did so-and-so balance caring for their aging parents as they were practicing, or how did they balance when they went back to work, when they had to get a nanny? Like, all that information is there in a non-judgmental way, so if you don't need it right then, it's there for you when you do need it.
Absolutely.
And I talk about the group so much that when I have a patient that's having an issue that I can't figure out, I say to them, I'm going to ask the mommies what they think. Can I post this? They're like, oh, please ask the mommies, because all my patients know who our group is.
Our encyclopedia.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, actually, some of the daddies too.
Yeah, ask your mommy.
They're jealous that they can't
Group, I know.
ask, I think. They probably want to do it too.
More power to them.
Well, no, I see posts like, my husband's a dentist too, and he has this problem. And he said, go ask the mommy group.
I know. I love it.
Because we're willing to share and tell what we think should be done.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I said. I said, I don't think I can take another CE with just the general groups anymore, because I remember the days that I would go to CEs, come home so depressed because it was a bunch of people bragging about how successful they are. And I remember even at one of the events, I had a beer, and then it's like, well, I'm working on my next project on how to market while you guys are just having beers. And I'm like, well, that's not very good. But then, well, I don't know, have some fun, drink a beer.
You're like, you need a beer.
I know. I was like, loosen up. But that's the case. It's like we know how to have fun and have each other's back, and it's just such a safe space.
Yeah, absolutely. That is so fun.
So for $7.99, just do it.
Yeah, for $7.99.
Just do it. You won't regret it.
No, there is no
my gosh,
regret.
it's
But
just so
but I have to
much.
say that but I want to first thank everybody here for being open and sharing your story and sharing any wisdom that you have all attained. And for me, I honestly, even though I'm a pediatric dentist, I feel like I've learned so much about general dentistry. I'm like, oh my God, I've learned a lot about general dentistry, a lot about lasers, a lot about endo, a lot. So in a way, because we get a lot of pedo questions in there too, I feel like no matter what specialty you are, you're still learning it because you see it, right? And sometimes you can't unsee it. And I think that it broadens your clinical scope. Like, has being in our group broadened your scope of practice or your perspective?
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Everybody posts about everything about their specialty, and there's always something to learn.
Yeah.
Every night when we are on Facebook, from our official group is where we learn.
Yeah.
It's one per.
Yeah. Well, also because of all of our lectures, like you said, Dr. Jeanette McLean-Budd, Dr. Ashley Clark, and they're all official members too. So I feel like they post more in our official group.
They do, yeah.
Yeah, than the general group. And they answer a lot of questions.
I was going to say, I can reach out to them privately, and I get a note back immediately when I have a question.
Yes, which is so, you have access.
Yes.
Yeah, which is so nice. Yeah. I know because even in our clinical events, I just remember with like silver diamine fluoride. Is anyone here using silver diamine fluoride?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Every day.
Every day. Okay.
Every day.
So I'm going to share a funny story about silver diamine fluoride. On my X-ray, there was like an incipient decay showing up in the back posterior teeth, and I had taken my son to my friend's practice to clean his teeth. But I was like, you know what? While I'm here, I'll just put a little STF on my own molar, right?
Oh my God.
And she was like, do you want me to do it for you? I was like, no, I could do it by myself. I could do it. And I'm like, la la la, I'm doing it by myself. An hour later, I go home and I look in the mirror and there's like black.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Exactly.
It was so funny. But then Jeanette was like, hey, remember to put salt and hydrogen peroxide and you mix it together. It's like a scrub. So I put it on. It came off right away.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Did not know that.
Yeah.
Learning something right now.
Something right now.
Yeah, see, so you use tape, you make your own scrub, basically. So it totally worked. But I was like, I can't believe I did this to myself.
And everybody in the group is learning something new right now, too.
Well, I hope so. But in teaching, though, that's what I mean, because when we share these stories with each other, we're all like, oh, I just learned something new. I got to try that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's been a beautiful thing. Now, for all of us going into this social summit that's coming up in September. Is anyone coming, not coming? Who's coming and not coming?
I'm coming.
All right.
I'm going.
Am I the only one?
Oh, no, what happened?
Oh, well, there's a wedding in New York very close right after, so I had to pick and choose.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
we'll
hard.
miss
But you
you.
never know, and maybe.
Maybe you
I'm
should
always
come out.
I'm always
Yeah.
a last minute.
Okay.
Just come
well,
for a little.
Well,
yeah.
we're going to have to
We'll see.
sneak you in.
Yeah, I know.
Who are the speakers? Do you have them lined up?
Well, we do, but I like to kind of keep it a surprise.
It's a surprise.
It's a little bit of a well. There's some of them are on our website, so you'll see. But like our legal, like from our labor and employment, Cedar always comes with updates, and like now with legal issues in dentistry, the updates are basically about AI
Oh, yeah.
and how AI has become an issue in certain practices. And in CEO Nashville, remember?
Yes.
They were talking about, so CEO Roundtable is an event that we put on, and it's for business owners only, but we also will allow doctors who want to own their own business to come, especially our junior CEO. And so we just had it in May in Nashville. And they were teaching about how if you are a doctor and let's say you're going to use ChatGPT, and if you ask ChatGPT a question about an employee, let's just say she's pregnant or he's got a wife at home pregnant, and you ask ChatGPT questions about that, and let's say something happens and the employee decides to file a lawsuit and you have to go to court, they will pull up all the ChatGPT records. And if you asked AI, what do you do with this employee that's pregnant, they can use that information against you. Yeah.
Wow.
So talking about updates, legal updates, we were not talking about this last year at the summit. It wasn't a thing. And that's why these events are so important, because we are bringing speakers to talk about all the up-to-date information that, even if you don't own a practice, because if you're an associate and you're asking those questions, you're still gonna get caught, right? So those are the things. But one of my favorite speakers last year in Los Angeles was the cybersecurity speaker, and how she teaches about like freezing your credit. If you have teenagers, freezing their credit, because now hackers are taking social security numbers of teenagers and opening credit cards and things like that. So talking about that. And did you know? Pop quiz.
Okay.
What is the most secure way to give payment when you're checking out, like either at the grocery store or the gas station or any store checkout?
Apple Pay.
You're right. Apple Pay. Yes. So Apple Pay is the most secure way.
More than cash?
Well, no, cash is probably the best way,
Yeah.
but sometimes it's hard to carry
Cash is still king.
Cash is
The most safe digital way.
right. Safest digital, because Apple Pay is encrypted in a way that it's hard to break through. So Apple Pay, the tap pay, I call it. My question to you all, as you know, we're all pretty savvy online, and we do Facebook, we do Instagram, some of us do TikTok. But what would you say to other doctors why it's important to do in-person meetings and in-person get-togethers rather than just learning online?
I would say it's completely different in person because there's a connection that you cannot get from a computer. And when you see the person in person, you speak to them, you hug them, you really get to know them in a different way. It's not as easy to express yourself when it's a computer, but when you're in person, that's when your friendship really blossoms.
100%.
And for the regional meetings, it is so important to get together. Is you're meeting your colleagues who could be 2 miles away. The practice is 2 miles away. Not only you're making friends for the children, but professionally, say you need some cover or you need some kind of connection. You can just pick up the phone and get a material, get an assistant, talk about cases. It's right there. And along with friendship, you're making that strong colleague and forming that community that you need.
Agree.
I agree. And I think we learned during COVID how terrible it is not to have human connection. Like, I did quite a few hours of CE when my office was closed, and I got the information digitally. I got it via Zoom, but it just was not the same. And I missed it. I missed being able to go in person and sit in the lectures and write my notes by hand. It's a different connection, a different feeling. And as humans, we need human connection.
Yes.
So, and I think getting it from your colleagues, getting it from your fellow mommy dentists, I can't think of a better way to do it.
I agree. 100%.
And the trust with that mommy dentist who's your neighbor, it's different level of trust. You can just pick up the call. Or worst case, on a slow day, you want to go have lunch, you can just pop over too. I've done that too.
I don't mind a slow day if we're going to get lunch. That works for me.
Somebody just posted in our group, hey, I'm looking at this air polisher and I would love to come to somebody's office and try theirs out or watch them do it. And there's like 2 or 3 people that popped up and said, come, you know?
Yeah, and that's nice.
Yeah.
And especially in the official group, you know, where they invite you over. I'm like, check out my new machine, check out this, come and see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that human connection that we don't get, and also social media and Facebook and everything is just so misunderstood sometimes. You don't know. And we're all so busy. When I bought the practice, I did not know I'm 2 doors away from Noha. But if I never met her through Mommy Dentist and the events, I would have never found out because she's super busy and she has a lot of responsibilities. Maybe she doesn't post enough. We would have never, even on internet, would have crossed paths or interacted. And then she comes over and I go and, well, she's moved a little bit. But then if she's on a vacation, yes, call and, can you see my patient's veneer popped off? Yes. And the same thing with me, the trust. And it wouldn't happen if we did not meet in person.
Yes. And also for other conferences, somebody will post, hey, I'm going to this meeting, which mommy is going? And then all of a sudden you
I
have
love
like
that.
3 or 4 friends.
Yes.
I love
And
that.
that's happening next weekend in Vegas when so many of us are going for the Backstreet Boys concert.
What? How did I miss that post? I would have definitely gone to that. I
Yeah,
didn't
Quinn
know.
posted that there's an after party who's going. And they're like, 5 of us.
You can make t-shirts.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
Well, another thing I noticed for me that I have seen is if you don't go in person, you don't get to hear all the secrets. Because a lot of doctors, they're too shy to post online or teach online. And they don't have time. And so what I notice is like this, when we meet, they're telling each other tips, like SDF tricks, or tricks on veneers, or tricks on clinical. They won't share it online, right? Like they're too busy. And so I have seen so many women walk away, not just because they made a friend. A lot of women are like, I already have a lot of friends. That's true. But it's never too late to make more. But what I see them walk away with is more knowledge, not the speaker. Okay, that's a different knowledge, right? The CE. But the knowledge they found out from someone sitting next to them eating breakfast or eating lunch. And they're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to try this in my practice. And then all of a sudden they're making more money, or they put in like a new security system or something, right? So that element has been so great for people who actually come to the meetings.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, nothing beats an in-person event.
yeah, absolutely.
So I'm going to ask you, tell us how you started this business, Mommy Dentist.
It's a great question, Sadie. Thank you for asking me, because it started in 2017. And I felt very overwhelmed and alone in my businesses. In 2017, I had 2 kids, Zoe and Xander. They were born in 2012 and 2014. And then I had 2 pedo-ortho offices that I had 7 doctors working for me and a whole bunch of staff. And then I noticed that, on Dental Town or any other online forum, if a woman asks a question, sometimes you get good answers, but then sometimes you get some answers that you're like, who are you?
Yeah, it's like, are you
what is-
judging me?
Right. And sometimes it's not about judgment, but sometimes it's like, you don't even own a practice, so why are you talking to me? You know what I mean? So I noticed that also we needed a space to ask questions about pregnancy or motherhood, and nobody asked those questions in a co-ed group, right?
Of course not.
Or if somebody said, oh, my hygienist came back from maternity, she wants to pump, what do I do? The men would say some dumb things, right?
Yes.
Or like, I don't need to deal with that, right? And so I'm like, okay. But anyway, that's where the idea came. And I was on a business trip with my husband. He is a consultant for law firms. And I'm like, there's 200 lawyers here. And that's one office. And we have these small little offices, and they have all these people that communicate, talk about their craft, talk about their work. And I'm like, we need our own community. And then that's how it was born, that I said, we're going to start a mommy dentist club. And this is how we are going to communicate with each other online and in person, because I saw how 200 lawyers, it's almost kind of like a hospital, like like you go to a hospital, the doctors and nurses are all working together. They see each other every day. But when you're a dentist, it's small. Who are you going to see every day except your dental assistants, right? And maybe a few other doctors. But this is a good way to say, I'm going to meet someone who's in North Carolina, somebody in New York, somebody in Texas. And when you do that, you feel like you're not competing. Like it's that sense of sometimes when you're too close to people, they don't like you because they think you're competition. And you're like, you know what, we need to collaborate. And that was the spirit of collaboration, because also I wanted to be a dental speaker. So in 2017-16, I tried to be a dental speaker. And any woman that was a dental speaker, she would not tell me how to do it. She wouldn't tell me how to do it because there was only so many spots for women. It's like 10 men and 1 woman. And she didn't want anybody else to take her spot. And so I was like, this is ridiculous, right? Why can't we have, 5 men and 5 women? Yeah. Why are women doctors discounted, right? We know sometimes a lot more than our male colleagues, right? So that was the energy, that was the spirit, and now it's blossomed to where we are today, and I'm so grateful, so grateful.
And we are too.
Grateful.
Yeah, we're grateful too.
And how did you think of mommies as dentists? How did that come?
Well, I think it was also because a lot of women who are not moms, like even for me, when I became a mom, I had my business before I was a mom. And when I became a mom, it became a lot more difficult and challenging. And my husband was gone Monday through Friday, so I felt like a single mom during the week. And I had 2 nannies. And so I was like, you know what, we need a group just for moms, because the perspective is different and the challenges are different. Yeah. And I'm sorry, but, if you are not raising another human, whether you're a stepmom or a foster mom or adoptive mom, if you're not taking care of, you're not responsible for keeping another human alive, then it's just different. You just don't understand. Yeah.
So I joined in 2020 during COVID. Did you notice a big increase in membership at that time?
I did. The increase in membership really in 2020 during COVID was the official membership.
Yes.
And it was because during that time, I want to say that as a group, we got the most information. I was getting information, and again, this is my background. My background is in journalism and news reporting. And so I am all about getting news first, like whatever news is first and getting information first. I was calling accountants and lawyers and experts to get information first. And then I was disseminating all that information in our group. I had mommies. There was one Dr. Priya Blampali in Chicago. She calls me. She goes, my accountant wants to know how you got the information. Because she's like, I know more than my own accountant.
Yeah.
And everything came true. Like, everything was accurate, right? Yeah. And so when all the doctors like, we need HR lawyers, we need this, we need supplies, because remember the gloves and masks?
Yep.
were terrible?
Yes.
So I, was hoarding them. Like, I was calling every supplier, and I'm like, it has to be a 95, KN95 approved. It needs to be FDA approved. It needs to, I don't want fakes. I don't want things that are, not real. So we were hunting those down. I mean, my team, we were working 24/7 around the clock during COVID. And that was when our membership really boomed.
I couldn't get air filters. And finally, on Mommy Dentist, I think I posted, how do I get it? And I got all this advice. And so I had the email address for who I needed. Yes. And I emailed him at 2 a.m. my time. And at 6 a.m, I got an email back saying, how did you find me? Yeah, Mommy Dentist, I said.
Yeah, it was those jade filters.
Yes.
It was jade filters, yes.
Exactly.
So when I called them, I said, I need all your jade filters.
And I got a huge discount.
A huge discount.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, so I said, I want that discount, or our group is getting them first.
Yes.
I said, you need to serve all of our mommy dentists first. And I was like, because a lot of suppliers work with other Facebook groups, and what they do is sometimes, not all the time, they will, and I know because they approach me, they say, we will give you a commission. So if Dr. Lauren, Dr. Solani, and if everyone buys, then you'll get 5% commission. They'll still get a discount, but you'll get the 5%. And I say, no. I want to give my 5% to everybody else. So if the doctor is only going to get 2%, make sure they get 5% discount.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah. So that's
And
how.
you hold on to it for many years.
Yes. So
To
we've
that
been
role,
doing
and
that.
you
Yeah.
have
So
to
we've
do
been doing that for a long time. So.
My office staff is trained when they call for anything. They always say, "And where's my mommy dentist discount?"
Yes.
And it's always 10% off.
Yes, always.
It's another chunk off.
It is. Every little thing adds up.
Yes.
But if you go to a convention and conference now and you say you're a mommy dentist,
Yeah.
they recognize
They
you
know.
now. They know.
They know.
They
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for being here. I'm so happy to have all of my regional leaders with me. I mean, there's a lot more that couldn't make it today, but I'm glad that you could hear from our regional leaders what Mommy Dentist is about, what our events are about, and how community building and the power of community and women relationships affect your health and your happiness. Join Mommy Dentist. Don't be shy. Come to our meetings, and we will see you soon.